Hey there, I'm Billy Zeck, and I want to thank you for being a part of MainIsOnly.com. Get ready for all the Mainers that you can possibly imagine. Your love life is just going to explode, just like it did for me when I started MainIsOnly.com 17 years ago. And you can ignore all the lawsuits. So, this is what you're going to do. Leave a voicemail telling a little bit about yourself, and then just get ready for the love to just flow into you like the waters of the Androscoggin River flow from one side of our beautiful state to the other. So, enjoy all the great dates. Leave a message after the beep.
Hello, I'm Larry Morningstar, and I'm excited to meet new people. I like women, and I like them to know a lot about technology, because I like technology. I like computers and video games. They're all really fun. And I really enjoy seeing movies and going to conventions and talking about theory of how to make things faster and having computations done quickly. I like women who are larger, have a little meat on their bones. Oh. So if you like men who have big brains in their head, good old Larry might be good for you.
Hello, is this newfangled thing working? It seems to be. Okay, hello, I'm Buck Boomer, and, well, my friends call me Uncle Buck, and, I play your cards right, and you could call me Uncle Buck, too. I mean, I actually prefer it if you did. You could say I'm a local celebrity. I recently got out of a very long-term relationship because my wife passed away, so I'm looking to get back out there and meet a nice lady, or, well, Uncle Buck Boomer doesn't discriminate, so basically anyone who wants to get a cup of coffee or to, I don't know, get dinner at one of those new fancy restaurants in Charity, I like a wine bar, Ben, or something. I could take you there, and we could have a good old time. We could do some dancing, maybe. You could call me a young man's 65 years old. Now, if that scares you away, just remember these pocketbooks, they go deep. And so, you know, if you want the greatest generation inside of you, if you don't mind a little bit of the silver fox, if you know what I mean, then you could give me drop a message in my box on this newfangled dating thing, and Uncle Buck will take you out and cozy up real close to you, like, and just sort of snuggle up into your life and maybe give you a little bit of a massage, a little back rub. I've been known to lick a thing or two. So, yep, hit me up, Uncle Buck Boomer. I'm no simp.
Hello, my name is Lou, and I like women. The bigger the boobs, the better. Don't have to have a lot with the brains. That's fine. Don't mind that. And I work in the food industry. I'm a chef, preparing gourmet cuisine, and I own my own house which is good. I think I'm looking for a girl who's up for anything and particularly likes to incorporate cuisine into the bedroom. But it's not a deal breaker or anything. So, yeah. So let me know if you're into that. 'Cause I would be a pretty good match.
Takes me safely to the shore.
Welcome to Pod of Love, our funny fun time, actual play relationship podcast where my husband Ben and I play games and record them for you to enjoy. Hi, Ben.
Hello. This is episode 125, and in this episode, we're starting a new story arc. We are playing a game that we've played before, Breaking the Ice from Emily Caraboss. It's the first game in the romance trilogy. Sean and I are playing two old characters back again from the past. So a little bit of important context for you for this episode is that I'm playing the character Florence, who was in episode 61, Welcome to Charity, Maine, and has a whole love story with someone else named Nick. You might want to go back and listen to the 3 storylines that we did with that character to give you some context for this episode. And then Sean is playing Michael, who was from a different game that we played, Shooting the Moon, also an Emily Caraboss game. And that was like a 90s game of high schoolers, in high school seniors. And so he's playing Michael, I'm playing Florence. Florence is obviously not with Nick anymore. We go into that a little bit in this episode. And when the episode starts in just a minute, Sean and I are doing character creation in this in the beginning of our gameplay. And so we sort of start character creation out. It's going to sort of start like, it'll sound almost like starting right in the middle, but it's not exactly. In the game Breaking the Ice, you do make something called a switch, which is where you basically take things that are different about you as players and you write them down, but then you switch those for your characters in the game. That is what we're doing at the start of this episode. When you'll drop in, you'll hear us working on our characters and making our switch. And then we will start playing the game. So that's what's in store for you in this week's episode of the show.
Is it fun? Did you and Sean have a fun time?
Yep, it was great.
Was it an actual play relationship game?
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe some people don't remember Breaking the Ice.
It's not an actual play game.
It's an actual game you can play.
Yeah, it's a role-playing game. It's a Breaking the Ice is a two-player plus dating game where you play 3 dates with a new person, like the first 3 dates between 2 people. So it's fun. So this is the beginning of that new storyline, and it'll probably go, I don't know, several episodes. So I think it'll be really. There is a little bit of a twist, which is it happens to be that Flo and Michael are both bedeviled. So we go into that like a lot in the episode. So you'll have to stay tuned to find out what that means.
What?
You'll have to stay tuned to find out what that means.
Ooh, mystery. You're not really into the banter right now.
All right, well, enjoy the episode.
Okay, bye.
You
you ready to have me walk us through the next step?
Okay, so what is our switch?
Oh, I wrote them down for us. I put my switch is woman possessed by a man, and your switch is man possessed by a woman.
Oh, interesting. Okay. But we can't switch that, right?
Oh, well, you're right. We're not actually switching anything. It's just a difference. You're right. Well, the switch is that, well, there's already kind of an inherent switch, right? It's just that she's a woman, but now she's a man. And you're a man, and now you're a woman. So there's like an in-character switch. You know what I mean? Like,
so you do want to play it like we're fully taken over? Like,
no, I don't think Florence is.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think Florence is fully taken over.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has episodes.
Okay. So is that how we want to try to play it? Both have a similar style?
I got to remember now, what is his name that she's possessed by? It's Heather, and what was his name?
Christopher Tremblay?
Christopher. Yep. Christopher Tremblay.
Tremblay.
I got to remember that. It's important. Okay. That's how it is. It okay with you?
Yeah, man.
So then we have to both pick our character's favorite color. And I'll let you decide whether you want it to be Michael's or whatever her name is. All right, so we're going to create a word web as our next step in character creation that will end up developing our traits for our characters. So we're going to start with Florence's word web. And the way we do that is that I'm going to put Florence's favorite color in a circle on this piece of paper. It's a digital piece of paper here. And then we're going to take turns writing a word that's inspired by either that color or first we'll start with me doing a word inspired by my favorite color. And then Sean, you can put a word either inspired by the new word or inspired by the color. And we basically draw lines out developing a word web. So I'll go first. And Florence's favorite color is orange. And I'm going to put the word sunset as inspired by that.
Okay, and I will branch off of sunset and put twilight.
Okay, I'm going to go back and branch off of sunset also and put romance.
And I will branch off of orange and put flowers in hair.
I'm going to branch off of your word twilight and write darkness.
And I am going to branch off of flowers in hair and put nature.
Okay. I'll branch off of that and put ocean.
And I'll branch off of sunset and put loss.
Okay. I will branch off of romance. Wait, I don't remember. I don't remember.
You branched off of loss into renewal.
I'm going to branch off of loss and write renewal.
And I will actually connect romance and renewal with a line. So like from both of them to hope.
That one's really good. I like that one a lot. And then I'm going to put a line from loss and write memory.
And then I'll branch off of the original orange and put fire.
Very obvious one that I didn't think of at any point while doing it.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
Okay, so now we're going to do one for Michael. All right, so Sean, why don't you go ahead and write your favorite color for your character in the middle of a circle and then begin our word web.
All right, Michael's favorite color is goldenrod. Yes, okay. Goldenrod. And the first word that I'm going to draw off of this is kitchen.
Okay. I am going to take the easy route and write food.
All right. And then I will go off of goldenrod again and put vintage.
All right. And so I will actually build off of that word and write records.
I will also build off of vintage and put memories.
Okay. I'm going to go back and off of the word kitchen, I'm going to write family.
And I'm going to go back to goldenrod as well and go off and put warm.
Okay. Off of warm, I will write the word sun, as in sun.
I'm going to build off of memories and put tears.
Aw. Okay. I am going to go off of family and put love.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go off of records and put smile.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to sun, sun, and write burn.
Thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have 2 word webs. Great. So now what do we do with them? So, I gotta scroll back in my PDF here. I had scrolled down a little bit. All right. My scrolling is so slow. Okay, so we're gonna both look at the word web around our character's favorite color and imagine what it tells us about our characters. What personality traits do they suggest? What jobs might they represent? What interests would follow from them? Are there other words they bring to mind? You can make notes or share your ideas with each other. If you find connections between the 2 players, you can include them in your brainstorming. So we're going to create traits out of them. So traits are words or short statements about the character. So they're divided into categories. Traits are divided into categories: self, work, and play. Self is like temperament, personality, home, pets, families, friends. Work is career, vocation, calling. Play is hobbies and interests. So there's like examples, like self ones are like fast driver, lives in parents' house, short temper, dog owner. Work is like police officer, pilot, teacher. Play, plays basketball, knits, runs a garden shop, classic film buff, things like that. And so you're going to choose 4 to 6 traits total, with at least 1 in each of those categories of self, work, and play. And you're going to add more traits throughout the game. So we can go ahead and go to our character sheet and start. All right. Okay, so Sean and I have taken our word webs and we have written traits down for our character. So I'll go first. I wrote for self traits for Florence. I wrote that she's going to be divorced and that she has a temper. For a work trait, and we'll get into this in the game. I think I'm going to tease you with it, Sean, but not go into full detail about why I put this. Her work is that she's a florist. And that if people remember Florence, that's new. That's a twist. I'm going to wait and reveal that later. And for play, she loves the beach and she collects photographs. So go ahead, Sean.
For self, I put eccentric and all natural.
Mm-hmm.
And for work, I put mother for Michael.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for play, I put music lover, foodie, and outdoorsy.
Okay. All right. So this next part is the fun part, I think, for this game, because we're going to choose a conflict. So we've named them. There are also pre-existing characters in our world, Michael and Florence. We've done traits. So now we're going to ask this question. We're going to take turns asking each other the following question, which is, what is problematic for your character about going on this date? So example conflicts is... Sorry, I just read the first one. The first one in example in the book is babysitting a leopard? Has never had sex. Dated the other character's older brother. Has a jealous ex. Is an internet addict. So like pretty standard rom-com and stuff type type examples. So Sean, who should ask this question? Which one of us should ask the other one this first?
Ooh, I don't know. I have to think about what my conflict is. I've got so many good ones. I've got so many good ones.
So why don't you ask me?
Okay. What do you think, Ben, is problematic for Florence about going on this date?
Okay, so what is problematic for Florence going on this date is that she is not actually over her ex-husband, Nick.
Dun, dun, dun. Big reveal.
That one was easy for me, though. Like, it was not, I wasn't as conflicted about it pun intended, as you are with yours. So tell me when you're ready, and I will ask you the question.
Okay, so either the conflict is like from Michael's perspective that he's not over Ingrid,
right?
Or the conflict is from her perspective that maybe something like Michael's supposed to like women.
The what?
Like Michael's supposed to like women or something like that. Like the whole like like the difference between their sexual orientations.
So the conflict. That you're not attracted to women. So for her,
not attracted. Yeah, not attracted to women. Basically,
that's good. That's a good because that's a rom-com one, but it also makes sense with the weirdness of the possession.
Right. So it's like her. If it's all from her perspective and not maybe conflicted about sexual orientation.
There you go. That's good. Conflicted about sexual orientation. Yeah, that's good. These will be a theme in the game. So like Florence not being over Nick and Michael not conflicted about sexual orientation will become a theme sort of as the game plays out. And those are fun ones for themes for this. That's good. I like that. Okay. So during the game, we're going to gain special traits called compatibilities. And that's kind of like shared traits. We create those when we're playing when 4 successes are achieved during a single turn. So we'll write them on the line that says compatibilities on the character sheet. And examples of that are like love to travel, cry at movies, blah, blah, blah. So we can keep going for that now because that's not a character creation. That's sort of during the game. So before starting the first date, we're gonna both establish how we met and decide how we decide to go on the date. So we can sort of talk that through for listeners, like how decide how that's gonna go. And then I can go first since I played before. Okay. So, Sean, let's talk a little bit about Florence and Michael and how they end up going on a date. And maybe set the stage for that a little bit. So,
do we need to remind people who Florence and Michael are?
Yeah. So the question is, do you want me to do that in the intro or do we want to do that now?
Well, just quick.
Yeah, let's do it quick now. Okay.
Nothing big.
So let me say something about Florence. So Florence is a 30-something-year-old. She's like 37-year-old Floridian, lifelong resident of Charity, Maine. Went to high school in Beaumont County. Fell in love with her high school sweetheart, Nick. Left for college. Intending to escape her hometown and see the world, and instead return to her hometown where her and Nick sort of settled in to townie life while making fun of it with sarcasm the whole time. And they got married, and things started to sort of fall apart over time. And there was just like something that just like never allowed Florence to fully enter the life that she thought she was going to have with Nick. They were best friends. They loved each other. But just something went wrong. So that's a little bit of stuff that happened. Like not in. If you want to hear her and Nick's story, go back to episode 61, where you can hear the beginning of that story. Some of what I just told you, it happened like off air, sort of, and that kind of brings Florence up to today.
Yeah, and Michael was part of the other romance trilogy. Part. Where we did Shooting the Moon. And Michael was in that storyline, and in the 90s was the last time that we saw Michael, who had just graduated from high school.
So I guess Michael's a little older than Flo, right?
Just by a little bit, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
So right now, Michael is around 40, 41 years old. And last we saw Michael, he was in a very traumatic incident where he was possessed by someone at his own will. And almost as an act of love for his beau at the time, which was Ingrid. And he survived that and has kind of changed after that. That whole incident really kind of changed Michael's character in a large way began to act very strangely, not very Michael-like, and kind of has ever since. So Michael hasn't really progressed too much from his high school days. He's kind of barely gotten along and lived kind of a confusing life, a conflicted life, and hasn't really probably done too much to even get out on his own.
Okay. Well, since you you mentioned your being possessed in what happened at the end of that story, it's probably worth saying that we know from the episodes of Florence that she had some really weird stuff happen to her. She experienced memories of a man that we then met through a different game, which was Christopher Tremblay. She experienced like memories of his, weird connections to the past through him, experienced like really bad headaches associated with it, and things like that. And that is partially what ended up sort of happening that led to the issues with Nick over the years. And we can see if that comes into play a little bit in the game. But okay, that's great. So Sean, how do we take, so I think Florence is very recently divorced, but she hasn't dated at all yet. And we previewed to the listeners that she's using, both of them, that Michael and Florence are both using some sort of dating thing. So we kind of we didn't do it like the typical speed dating service, like you have like the no kids speeding dating service exactly in the Fog of Love game. Right. But we kind of imagined it like that when we were talking about it, but we obviously decided to make it like you leave someone like an audio clip or something.
Yeah, like I imagine you're looking at a video of some kind, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Or, an audio recording over top of a picture, a chosen picture or something like that.
So is our answer for how we end up on a date that we both decided to go back out there, or well, in my case, it was deciding to get back out there, decided to try this weird Charity Maine dating service. Do we want to name it, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Charity Maine. Maybe it's just like Mainers Only or something like that.
That's it. That's it.
It's Mainers Only.
MainersOnly.com.
Mainers Only. And this site set us up, basically gave us matches. So
you don't have to be lonely at MainersOnly.com. I'm gonna get sued by Farmers Only one of these days.
So that's why I guess this is completely kind of blind date, and maybe all we know is that it's the reason why they matched us or something. They give you have a so many % match, or you both blah blah blah, or whatever it was that they said.
Is there something on our word web that might be a way to
sun and sunburn were pretty the sunset and sunburn were pretty close.
Right, sunset and sun, right? Well, maybe Florence mentioned liking the beach, and Michael put being outdoorsy. Liking being out in the sun, that kind of thing. And maybe that's all it really took to put us together. Common interests.
Yeah, we both love and romance are both on. Love is on one and romance is on another.
That's right.
Ocean and outdoors. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. So they put us together on a date, and I don't remember if, let me see, should we decide what our first date is going to be?
Burn and fire. Hey,
I thought about that too. Yeah,
it's great that you definitely want to get hooked up with, because you both like fire and burning on your dating app.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably not. All right, so you ready to give this game a try, Sean?
Sure. So you're going to be the active player for the
correct, and you'll be my guide. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Let's do it.
So whenever you want to award me a die, just let me know, and I can help you a little bit the first time you're doing it.
Alrighty.
Hello, Charidians. Have we got a surprise for you? Come on down to the Book Nook today and get your hands on a copy of local author C.R. Madman's newest book, Yellow Waiters. It's sold out everywhere else in Maine. This popular book is available for sale only at the Charity Book Nook. we have other titles by Madman available for sale as well. How thrilling. Come grab your copy of the timeless classic, Snap, which has been translated into over 5 languages. Or check out the cult classic, Soggy Britches, with lovable main character, Salty Pete. And if you're into horror, like me, pick out the ever-popular thriller, Adrift. And of course, we have several copies of the books in the popular Goosebumps series for kids. Come on down to the Book Nook today and tell them Badman sent you. That's not me. That's the author. And I'm confused as to what his name is. See you at the Book Nook. Hopefully.
This show, like every show on the All Ports Open Network, is supported by Patreon backers like you. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast and get early access to shows like Apon Plays, our premium actual play RPG podcast. Backers also get access to exclusive episodes and comics. As well, we are happy to announce that starting now, at the $5 level, all backers will get access to our affiliate Patreon base level rewards, such as weekly updates and upcoming exclusive episodes from the Weeping Cedars Patreon and other upcoming affiliate Patreons with their exclusive content. Head on over to patreon.com/allportsopen to help support us today. And if you're already a backer, thank you so much for your support. We couldn't do this without you.
All right, so let's see. First date. It's a basically blind date. All we know is that we're being put together. I mean, it is a blind date, right? We've seen each other on the video, but that's it. We put together by the dating service, and we know we both like things that are outdoors. And it's a little bit early in springtime. But we decided to meet up on the shoreline and start with the classic walk on the beach. And so Flo actually picked a spot where she likes to walk and go, like, looking for seashells and stuff, and asked Nick. I said Nick. Oh boy, even Ben is already fucking up. Yeah, I know. She asked, well, I'm having Freudian slips for my characters. I don't know what that says about my level of immersion. I care way too much about some of these characters in Charity Main. She asked Michael to meet her here let's say, what's a good, on a Saturday afternoon, let's say 2 p.m. And when Michael arrives, Florence is already waiting, and she says, hey, it's Michael, right? It's such a pleasure to meet you. Hey.
Hi, Florence. It's a little awkward, huh?
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, look, to sort of break the ice here, I got here a little early, and I found a really cool scallop shell for you as a little gift. Ta-da! And she hands you a, like, shell. It's, like, really, it's like a perfect shell. Like, no nicks, no holes, no imperfections on it. Just, like, a really nice shell.
Oh, that's very cute. That sounds like I should award you a die of some kind.
Sure. Okay, thanks. All right, I'll take that attraction die. So that would be you awarding me the attraction die. And since this was the first turn, we only have one right now, so I get one die.
Okay.
But I can potentially earn up to 3 bonus dice by describing the date further. All right, so we have a little exchange where I give you the.
So Michael says, Oh, thank you. It's a wonderful shell. I love to make necklaces out of these kind of things I find around while I'm out and about. So, wow, maybe we could do a little beach combing here. That could be fun.
Yeah, I think that sort of provokes some raised eyebrows from Florence. Oh, why don't we take I should have set the scene a little bit more detailed here. I think Florence drives she pulled up her car right next to, there's like a really short like boardwalk that leads out to the shore here, to the beach. You can sort of just pull right up to it. And I think she drives, Sean, you're more of a car person. What's a good Florence car?
Florence car. Well, okay. Well, what era is the car? Does she have a new car? Does she have an older car? Did she have a vintage car? What's her?
No, I think her car is certainly not new, but it is not like vintage. It's not new in a good way. It's like used.
So it's used and practical.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
yep.
So she has like a Toyota or like a Toyota Camry or something like that.
Okay, that's good. That's perfect.
Like, hard-nosed, reliable car. That's not pretty, but
cool. Yeah, and I think she's wearing probably. Let's see, what does Florence wear? She's wearing a flannel button-down, because it's just a little bit chilly still here in the spring.
Yeah, springtime.
Right. And I would say probably jeans and like high top kicks, like purple high top Chucks.
Okay. Well, if we're doing clothes and cars and stuff, Michael pulls up in what listeners would know as Marshmallow, white van. That he purchased from Ingrid many years back. So it's old 1970s van, like kind of creepy, really creepy for a 41-year-old to get out of a white van with no sides, no sides on it or anything. Yeah. So, but that's what he shows up in. Michael's let his hair grow long, so it's definitely really long. I think he had black hair back in the day. I can't remember. But it's gray with like definitely a little bit of salt and pepper, but it's like down past his shoulders. And I imagine that he has it just down straight. He's wearing like I guess you could say like maybe like skinny jeans and almost like it's like a tighter button shirt. I don't know. It almost looks tighter than it's supposed to be. Like it's cut unflatteringly, I guess.
Okay.
But it's tighter, and he has a pretty good physique. You can see that like something's going on there to try to keep the physique going.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll just say, just regular unisex loafers kind of thing.
So just to give a little more detail on Flo, I really appreciate the detail you gave. I just want to say that Flo also, I think Flo looks good. I think she is still pretty petite, but it's like natural. She doesn't really have the body where like she's obviously doing a lot to maintain it. Like she doesn't really have to. She's just got the genes for it. So like she's not maybe quite as like tight and trim as she was in when she got married the first time, but like she still looks really good, and she has short hair still, pretty much like it's like a cut that it's kind of messy and like maybe chin length, but one side goes over a little bit over her her right eye. It's sort of parted and hanging over her right eye on the one side. It's like a little longer on one side than the other.
Okay.
Okay, cool, great. So, I think that Florence perks up at the remark about, raises her eyebrows at the remark about, you said making necklaces, right?
So yeah, that I like to turn some of this stuff into jewelry.
Jewelry.
No.
Okay, she says, "Oh, that's great. Oh, man, that sounds like fun. I love crafty stuff like that. So cool. I was thinking, it's like you read my mind. I was thinking we could walk down the beach here and just look for some more of this stuff, and I don't know, see what the hell we find, and just sort of talk a little bit. Is that okay?"
Yeah, sounds nice. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll. What? Yeah, maybe there'll be like a cave or something we could find too. You know, who knows? There's all kinds of crazy stuff down here. I've heard all kinds of rumors.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That sounds great. All right, so I think the two of them start, walking down the beach, and they just spend maybe like 20 minutes, casual conversation, like not even really getting to know each other super yet, but just like chatting, like very lighthearted banter, finding shells, and it's kind of cute and like a really fun little way to kind of break the ice. Do you feel like awarding me a bonus dice for that thing that goes well?
So I think that I can award you a bonus dice for definitely picking this first date as something that's very in common with both of us, and that you've really highlighted both of our kind of our love of nature and the beach. You particularly the beach, me kind of outdoors. So would that be like a way of me of awarding a bonus die?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, okay. I forgot about the menu of options for bonus dice on page 31, where you can see the things that I can. Yeah, I can see the things that I can do to. All right, should I keep going here? See if I can earn some more bonus dice.
Who declares the turn over?
When you roll, I think that I can keep going until
you do, because you're the active player. You control when
things end. Okay. Yeah, I can decide when I want to roll.
Can I also award you the bonus dice for doing something nice for me when you gave me the shell too, as well as the attraction?
Yeah, if you want to. You can.
Okay. So I'll do that as well. I think that maybe if suggestion for me would be to maybe if we come across like the cave, Michael's cave.
Okay.
And just
all right.
see where that goes. I think that would be a fun suggestion.
Let me ask you
if that works for the suggestion things.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad suggestion, but let me ask you, so if that's a setting element, do you think it contributes to Flo's efforts on the date here?
Yeah, because we're on the first date. It's like, what are our efforts? Like, what are we?
Right now, it'd be like, I guess, just getting to know each other. Yeah, so I guess it could. It could be like, because it would contribute to me getting to know Michael a little bit more. History, right?
Yeah, it depends on where it goes and what happens when we get there, right? Like, because it's like it could be like, I don't know, it could, like anything can happen. I don't know, it's weird.
Okay, so I'll say
from a Michael perspective, like there's so much going on with like that location for a first date. It just seems so crazy, but it's like so crazy that you want to go do it. Like I don't know, like we want to go explore just for fun.
So I'll take your suggestion, and I'll say we walk along the beach for about a half an hour until we come across the cave from Michael's past. So I have 4 dice then, and I'm going to go ahead and roll them. I got 1 success, and I think you need 3 for Okay, so I didn't get an attraction level. So that means I have 3 potential reroll dice here. So we come to the cave. And we get there, and right away, Florence is like, you know what? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of creepy. I don't think you should bother going down into that cave. I don't really know if exploring that's worth it. We should just stay out here, like on the beach, where it's nice. Caves creep me out.
Yeah, I think that maybe something true to life, maybe that could be, is that the tide is in, and like we see this cave, but even just in a little bit, like we can see that it's not like very passable. It might be when the tides are out, but we can see that it's pretty, like, I guess pretty dangerous. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, we can notice true to life that the tide's coming in, and we can see that, like, if we come in here, like, we're gonna get trapped in here by the tide.
Okay.
Or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, we think, maybe you think it's a cool idea, but maybe it's too dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, I like that idea. So Flo is like saying that stuff about the cave, then she's like, and yeah, it looks really unsafe. Michael, I don't know. I don't know how much experience you have with that kind of thing, but I'm not quite that outdoorsy. I said outdoorsy in my profile, but like that's like a little bit more outdoorsy than I think.
I don't think. I think I'm right there with you. I don't know. I really want to. I don't think we want to risk our lives on the first date, right? Oh, but you know, I swear I've been here before.
Huh? Really? Like when?
Man, a long time ago. Was it? I don't know. I feel like it was a while back, but it feels like yesterday. I saw that. What do you know who the guy with the yellow rain slicker, the really old guy.
So I think right when you're telling her that, something that happens is that like we're walking along, we're like, and like you said, the tide is in, but we're sort of crossing a spot where there's like water over some rocks, and it's like passable, so we can keep going on the beach past the cave, but it's a little bit slippery, and I think Flo loses her footing and slips and falls right on her ass onto the rocks, and splashes and like gets wet and totally cuts off the conversation right when you're like trying to tell about this Crabman thing.
Okay. Oh, are you okay? Oh, I'll, like, Michael will come over to try to help Florence up.
Okay. I think, so she says, like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. She pulls herself up and says, oh my God, that's so stupid. So embarrassing. Oh man, my jeans are just soaked now. And it's cold. I don't know if we can keep going like this. Maybe we should go back to the cars.
My van does have enough. Yeah, I mean, my van does have enough room for you to change. Like, if you had extra stuff, if you wanted. I don't know if you brought any. I mean, extra clothes. I don't know why you would, but if you would.
No, I didn't bring extra clothes on our first date.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had anything in the car, you know?
No, I don't. I really don't want to get in your van. And she like says it in like a really kind of like rude way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I wouldn't be there, obviously. Geez, yeah, that was probably really creepy. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's okay. Sometimes I just I have trouble with not just saying things how I see them sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's time to get another van, but I don't know. There's something about that van that keeps, I don't know. I can't give it up. But yeah, I don't know. It looks bad, doesn't it?
No, it's great. It's great. Well, I mean, you can maybe show it to me a little more if we go back there, and I
Oh yeah, by all means. We got to get you back here. You don't want to be out here in the cold and the wind.
Yeah, I might have a blanket or something in the trunk. I'll have to look.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got something crammed in the van somewhere. Let's go back and try to find you something.
Okay, great. What do you think about awarding me with some rerolls? I think I already got one.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, I guess I have to do this. Yeah, so definitely you got the thing that's gone wrong. that made them, look bad.
Right, I took your suggestion about the cave, so I gave myself 1 for that.
Sure, yep.
And then you give me 1 for what? For falling?
Yep. And let's see, did you use anything that's related to your trades?
Not really. Unfortunately, one of those...
Maybe a bit of your temper here, went a little bit overboard.
I mean, it is kind of her way she is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about how she's been in the past.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to roll my reroll dice then.
Which is 3, right?
Yeah, I didn't bother with my conflict, which would earn me 2 extra potentially, but... Okay, I got 2 more, actually. So that is 1 attraction. Great. So I'm going to mark an attraction for us on our character sheet. Okay, great. So that'll be my turn. Still the same date, but that's my turn.
Hey there, I'm Megan Martin, and I put the Manic in Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
And I'm Janelle Megan, and I'm a self-proclaimed Bond girl, and I make every conversation way too deep.
We're both professional actors, producers, and models.
Cause and Creation is a podcast where we talk about all things creative, including interviewing other awesome artists that are breaking new ground.
We'll be taking a deep dive into who they are, the work they do, and more importantly, what moves them as artists.
You'll get an inside look into the minds of award-winning filmmakers who are promoting new content, writers who are on the first draft of their novel, video game designers who are creating a whole new world from scratch, and so much more.
If you want to get to know a creative, or just want to get to know us, come hang out with us at Cause and Creation every other Thursday.
Cue the applause.
You are not kidding.
About what?
That was an actual game that you can play.
Uh-huh.
It was also pretty fun to listen to.
Was it?
Very.
Okay. This has been episode 125, and let's see. Yeah, it's the beginning of a new arc, so it's going to be several episodes of this one, and then I guess we'll see what's next after that.
What's next after that?
I don't know. So
something amazing.
Visit allportsopen.com for all the great... Oh, I've got some big news. The All Ports Open Games is launching its first Kickstarter. Josh, writer of Weeping Cedars and a bunch of other stuff on our podcast network, is launching his first game on Kickstarter starting February 2nd. It's called The Worst Days, and you may have heard it called The Worst Days of Your Life, but it's called The Worst Days on because we played it on Apon Plays. I was in the first playtest group of the game on Apon Plays. Really fun. We played Horror Beach, which is one of the settings in the Kickstarter in the game. The Worst Days. The Worst Days is a horror RPG about young adults, young adults / late teens. They're trying to figure themselves out, trying to manage social dynamics, and it's about that. But it's also about the horrible things they encounter in these horror scenarios, and it'll either be tragic horror or it'll be survival horror, and the players don't know when they start, but the GM does. So there's a couple different scenarios in the book that you can play out, and one of them is Horror Beach, which we play tested on Apon Plays. But the Kickstarter for this game, that'll get you the game book and help it become our first successful game on Apon Games. It goes to Kickstarter on February 2nd. So please plan on checking it out. Please plan on supporting it so that we can have it be successful, because we're really hoping that it's a successful Kickstarter and it could be the first of other role-playing games that we publish under Apon Games. So very exciting.
I am actually really excited for this one to come out. So please, please, please back it on Kickstarter.
Yes, February 2nd. Back it on Kickstarter. Please don't miss it. The worst days. Let's see. You can also support our show in other ways, I guess, like patreon.com/allportsopen.
Wait a minute. Why did you say I guess?
Well, because I really want people to support the show through the Kickstarter. But it's okay if people also support it on Patreon. Take your bad advice. Do both. Do both. Yep, do both. Let's see.
If people really wanted to find us on Patreon, where would they go?
Patreon.com/allportsopen or patreon.com/potoflove. And let's see. What else? Oh, check out all of our great podcasts at the All Ports Open Network. Podcasts like Cause and Creation and Wine 69. No Avatars Allowed. Theology and Video Game podcast that I'm on, Apon Plays. My Masks arc is coming up very soon. I'm running the role-playing game Masks, and that's actually going to be, this is also huge news, that's also going to be its own spin-off show, its own show called, that I'm running, that actually doesn't have a name yet. But,
I think it should be called The Best Show Ever.
Well,
Mass.
We'll see. It's the Mass RPG, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse young adult superhero game. It's really great. We have an amazing cast. Sean, who was in this episode with me and who is a producer and writer on this show, is one of the stars of that show, with 3 other new people you've never met before, internet celebrities, let's say. And it's really exciting that they're joining us and that they're joining me and Sean and playing superheroes with us. So the first adventure will be on Apon Plays, and that'll be the pilot for our new spin-off series, which will have a name when I name it.
Are we young adults?
No, we're not. These people are. We're not.
But like, are we also? Do we fit in there?
I don't think so.
Are we long out of it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Okay.
Good night.
Well, probably a solid decade.
Oh, that hurts my heart.
Yep. I often have to pick the category that says like 35 to 40 or 35 to 45 or 35 to 50 on things. You're not a young adult anymore when you have to pick the
when you switch categories.
Like everything. Absolutely. So
here's the thing.
Yeah.
My birthday just happens to be at the end of the week that we are recording this episode.
Right, and you're going to be 55.
So for my 55th birthday, if you would like to get me a present, go to patreon.com.
Oh, okay.
/. Pot of Love.
Yes.
Apparently not, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go on. So you're asking for a birthday present. Go to patreon.com/pot of love.
Actually, okay, so you can do this. You can go there and give us money. Subscribe to our Patreon so that you get the cool newsletter and everything.
Yeah.
Or, if you're a little strapped for cash, go back and choose 10 episodes and just listen to them over and over and over and over. Or the best gift that you could give me, very truthfully, I'm frequently serious, this is one of those times.
Infrequently.
Please write us a 5-star review on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice.
I agree. But if you've done that before, that's not an option. We've given you some other options. Well, what about for the people who want to give you a birthday gift, but they have already rated the show on iTunes? Or they have already backed us on Patreon. What do those folks do?
Are they kickstarting?
Let's just say yes. I've got an idea. They can tell one person to listen to the show.
More than one person. It's my birthday.
Well, let's start with one because we're lucky if we get that. Start with one, yeah. Hey, feel free to do 5.
Have a party.
Okay.
Just play only our podcast.
You tell 55 people, one person for each year now has been alive.
Yeah, I'm old. I get it.
Yeah.
You're older than me. I'm just saying.
Nope.
You are.
One of us is in their 30s. The other is in their mid-50s.
All right. Well, we love you, but I have to go kill my husband.
Establish that as official Pot of Love lore. Some of this I'll cut out. Go ahead. End the show, please.
I did. You're dead now. We love you, but we Gots to go. Murder me.
Will you be the one who sails across the seas and takes me safely to the shore?